Yo.
Yeah, let's go down memory lane.
Memory lane is similar ali deep. But okay. Okay, so I found out when I was in varsity, my last year of varsity.
Yeah.
So it was a bit steep. You can tell. You know, the last year of varsity is where there's so much pressure.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. Pressure from parents.
True.
Pressure from yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so crazy enough, I'd just started dating this guy.
Okay. Huh. Is the age too much?
Girl, let me spill the tea.
Good. Yeah. Never me. Not me.
So I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah.
And then you know what?
Because apparently,
Before I even checked.
yeah. Apparently they always know.
Really?
Yeah. Akere once.
Nobody told. Mana ha se batho ba ba sharp actually.
Ha se batho ba sharp.
Ha se batho ba ba sharp. Okay, so he tells me I'm in denial, and then
You went on.
because my period's not here, you know.
Just trying to find out.
And
Let's
all
get to the
things were saying
bottom.
negative.
All of them were negative.
Wow.
So, and then I went to get the really expensive one with this kid.
Yeah.
You know, the one that rides the
It's an English media.
one tlhaloganye tlhabologileng.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello, hi, Dumelang Ditsala, and welcome to the Young Heart Podcast. I'm your host with the most ISA, golden child to some, and I'm not alone. I'm with the one and only, the amazing, the ultimate co-host.
It's your girl, Tina Wagandebele, as Kulumeni Arabueng. Let's talk.
Yes, sir. So if you don't know what Young Heart is all about, this is where we get to dive into how young adults navigate life through its ups and downs. And today, let me read the script. Our producer, so today we are joined by a remarkable young parent, and we'll dive into her journey of uncovering the joys and hurdles and profound growth that she has found in early parenthood. Right? I guess you guys want to know who we're talking to. Tina, who do we have today?
We are here today with Wedu Sebina.
Hi everybody.
Hi, Wedu.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
How are you
Excited
doing?
I'm a bit nervous, but I'm good. I think the nerves will go down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I want to take you to a place where, let's go back.
Yeah.
Can you take us to the moment where you found out that you're going to be a parent?
Yo.
Yeah, let's go down memory lane.
Memory lane is similar ali deep. But okay. Okay, so I found out when I was in varsity, my last year of varsity.
Yeah.
So it was a bit steep. You can tell. You know, the last year of varsity is where there's so much pressure.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. Pressure from parents.
True.
Pressure from yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so crazy enough, I'd just started dating this guy.
Okay. Huh. Is the age too much?
Girl, let me spill the tea.
Good.
All right, so we've been dating for a little while, and then I fell pregnant 4 months into the relationship.
Okay.
So we're still new. So, Pirari
Yeah.
Where
Dololo.
are you?
disappeared, you know? And now I'm like, okay, no, it's test season, so obviously my hormones are imbalanced. I'm blaming it on everything else but
It's
the
just
fact that
nerves.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, my period is gone, and I'm like, okay, so this is a bit serious because I never miss my period.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay, so 2 weeks pass, and I'm in the car with my friends. I'm like, guys, my period is not here. They're like, take a pregnancy test. I'm like, me?
Yeah. Never me. Not me.
So I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah.
And then I genuinely had to sit down with myself. I was like, let me take, because I'm starting to be very averse to food, and I'm not a food averse person.
Okay.
I
get foodie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love my food. Like, catch me with this food.
Yeah.
Sharp. So I have to go get it because like my food is not going down. I'm waking up nauseous, and I'm having this metallic taste in my mouth.
Oh, yeah.
So
Everything is just changing.
everything is changing in my body, and I'm just like, this is so weird.
Yeah.
Okay. He told me first, and we're just getting food at that point. He's like, I feel like you're pregnant. I'm like, what?
Because apparently,
Before I even checked.
yeah, apparently they always know.
Really?
Yeah.
How?
Akere once.
Nobody told. Bana ha se batho ba ba sharp actually.
Ha se batho ba sharp.
Okay, so he tells me I'm in denial, and then I get my test and it's negative. I took 6 more than negative.
6?
Yes.
Girl, you went on.
Hey, because my period's not here, you know?
Just trying to find out.
And
Let's
all
get
the
to the
6 were saying
bottom.
negative.
All of them were negative.
Wow.
So, and then I went to get the really expensive one, Wedu Sebina.
Yeah.
You know, the one that writes the weeks.
It's an English media.
One tlhaloganye tlhabologile.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm in the car.
Yeah.
And it's like, I was actually at the mall. I took it at the mall, and then I went to the car.
Okay.
Because I'm
Like
like,
you
I'm
took
not
So the journey to the car is...
yeah, like
Oh
he
my
did like the nerves,
Yeah, yeah.
anxiety, yes.
Okay.
You were alone.
I was alone. Because
Okay.
the other ones that I did with him were negative.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like this one
So
I
I'm
need
like,
it on my own.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Girl, it says what weeks. I think it was like 2 to 3 weeks at that point, and I'm like,
Those few moments right there, how did you exactly feel?
I was breaking down from the inside out. I
Sitting
can't
there
even lie.
alone in the car.
Literally, because what do you mean?
Not
I'm
me.
pregnant. I'm 20.
And
So
I'm in school.
I'm in school. What
So
are
a
my
lot is
parents
going
gonna
on
say?
in your head,
A lot
hey?
is going on, guys. I'm tearing. Can I pause?
No,
No, don't worry.
it's okay.
Can you bring us
Please
some
give
tissue?
It's okay.
Yeah, so I am like, there's no way I am pregnant.
Yeah.
I am in my final year. Khubedinyana.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was like, I'm not sure. So did he do those tests?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I have to take the other
you should
one.
take
I
the
need to
other
be
one, or you
sure.
thought-
No, I'm like,
She
give
wants
us
to be
one.
sure.
7 were negative.
We're
One
getting
is
to the bottom of
positive.
it.
Why is one
Balance.
No, there's no way. Okay,
Yeah.
so I took my last one, and it was still positive. And I was like, okay, this is
real.
serious.
Realities,
So,
yeah.
So I tell my man, I'm like, dude,
So you called him first.
I had to.
You had to be the first to know.
You know?
Yeah.
The fact that he suspected it.
He knew.
He knew, not
you don't know.
suspected. He was confident about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that happened.
Mm-hmm. You called him?
I called him, and he was like, okay, I've got your back.
Yeah.
BTW, I'm so scared because, like I said, we're 4 months in.
Yeah.
I barely know him. So it's
True.
like,
So it's like, well, is he gonna be here?
is he going to be here? Is he going to be present?
Were those your thoughts at that
whole
time?
lot.
Huh?
Were those your thoughts at that
Those
time?
were my thoughts. I'm like,
Yeah.
I know that we're doing this.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we're doing
Doing
it.
it.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
those were my thoughts at that point, but he was so supportive. He was like, I told you, didn't I not tell you?
That's nice. At least you got someone who was supportive.
Right?
True,
That's
true.
He gave
I
you a
was
word
blessed.
and he honored it.
He did. Like to this day,
Yeah?
he still honors it. He's an amazing dad.
Hey, I guess.
On like a light.
Because also it's like for many instances when it happens to someone, whether young in university or not in school,
Yeah.
it's like the father decides it's either they deny the baby
Yeah.
or they're like, I'm not ready to be a parent.
That's true.
So what can you say to the mothers out there who are facing the challenge to say they are on their own? Can you like maybe give them advice to say if the person decides not to be present, how can you maybe try and go about it to just appreciate the fact that I'm in the situation and I can't get out of it, but the end result is that I'm definitely going to have a child in the end?
I think what I would say is take your purpose from having a child.
Yeah.
I think if you divert and put your energies on actually providing for that child, you can take yourself out of a hurdle. I have had so many instances, I'm not going to say names or anything, where it's a society, we're young mothers, so we obviously communicate about these things.
That's true.
And they have absolutely amazing support from their friends,
Yeah.
from their family. So it's not necessarily generally just about having your baby daddy,
being
or
present.
exactly, or the
You have a
father,
family back home.
as long as you have some kind of support, take it within yourself to say, I've got something to hold on to that can push me further. And it's not the end of the world. Just because your baby
Never.
daddy ain't stepping up don't mean no man will.
Yes.
So get into your element and feel, because it's not going to be as evident in that moment.
Yeah.
Where you're figuring out, you're like, oh my gosh, you're going to be crashing from corner to corner.
No.
Feel it, go through it, and then after that, pick yourself up and figure something out. Because there's always a way out.
I feel like you have to actually accept the new you.
Yeah.
Because being a mother, you go through emotions. True. Now you're learning yourself, accept yourself.
Yeah.
The body changes as well.
Exactly.
Oh, guys, should I tap in?
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, so the changes you get to your body, right?
Yeah.
First, let me talk about them during pregnancy.
Yes.
Because that's where they mainly started.
Yeah.
Hot girl.
Wait, hold on. You didn't have any symptoms leading up to it?
To what?
It's
to
just
being
the
pregnant. It was just the
food.
food aversions.
Yeah.
And then once I found out, I was vomiting corner to corner.
Yo,
Literally
just
even water. And I was eating so many.
Yeah.
Just, babe. Literally just water.
Wild.
And the things that you normally like, you don't like. Like,
anymore.
I didn't like meat. And
Girl,
you
never be me.
Beef, chicken, as long as it's meat.
as long as it's meat,
Yeah.
I did not want that thing. I literally couldn't. I could dip my fruits and veggies. That's literally what
Wait, you could, what?
That's all I could
Stomach, yeah.
Okay.
And no, you know what? I'm still gonna be in my element. I'm still
But
gonna
no, it's just natural. You don't even see it happening. It just happens.
Oh, but like, it was really weird. I remember there was this time I woke up and I needed mustard, and
What time was it? Because I had the weird food cravings in the AM.
and nekitsoga in the night having to eat. Like when I go sleep at my baby daddy's house, like it was me. Baby, can you make me food? And it's like 3 a.m. and he's like, oh, babe. No.
Really now?
Like
How was that? You having to wake him up?
It was
Also-
bad.
Wake him up and some, these are my needs at this particular juncture.
You can't change. O khona go tsoga bore ke batla ice cream ya KFC. And
Right
what
now.
specifically 4 o'clock, babe.
Yeah.
There was nothing. There was nothing I could do. I needed it. So yeah, I was small, and then I just started seeing the little bump, and it's like, oh my god, I've got something growing.
Okay. Okay.
And then you start getting big, and it's quite uncomfortable. You can't sleep.
Oh yeah.
Because just turning is like, why tenna and then tenna dimpa.
Yes.
Oops, yeah. So it was so complex. Even just breathing, you'd get breathless, like we're sitting, we're breathing.
So when we see you guys walking in that posture, it's like you're
God,
trying
I'm a
to carry
penguin.
yourself.
Hey.
You said it.
We did it. So you're carrying your own body and also trying to carry the weight of the tummy.
Yes, because you can feel like it's there.
Okay.
You get it? So you're trying to navigate your body and how, so it's quite interesting.
So the
sleeping and
sitting
breathing.
posture also you have to.
Yeah, like I sat like a guy, my legs are there,
Like a guy.
Okay.
Yeah, because like your belly's just right there. So you had to, figure out a way. The other thing is you're gonna pee on yourself a lot.
On yourself.
Yeah. So
it's
you always so if you're going to go to the mall, get another pair of pants.
Isn't for these? I see these pads that are used during pregnancy. Do you use them post or pre?
The post after you give birth.
Oh, okay. So during the pregnancy, you don't.
No, but
use
also, would you like to wear? Isn't it
instances of peeing on yourself?
That's
of peeing on yourself. It's like
you will pee. You sneeze, you can pee. You cough, can pee. You laugh,
How's the
can
sneezing?
pee. You will pee.
Oh my.
Like, because it's a force, and your bladder, your baby's on your bladder, so it just. So go get yourself another pair of pants.
wow, that's a whole lot.
So what are some of the biggest challenges that you faced initially?
Telling my parents.
Telling your parents.
Telling my parents.
That's a good one. Because I'm guessing that's on our parents, eh?
It's just African traditional, babe.
Yeah.
Let me
how was
tell you
that?
about that.
Yes. Spill the tea, girl.
Hi.
You don't know where to start. You don't know where to start.
Because
Who did you
It's
call
not a
first?
roller
Mom
coaster.
or dad?
I told my mom. Yeah, but Nikesa Jolie, like, we were 4 months in. So my parents.
Was he known then or
No,
he wasn't yet?
no, my parents didn't know I was dating.
Oh, they didn't know you as such a child.
No,
That's
they did.
They
Okay.
didn't know,
They
but
just didn't know that I was dating.
Okay.
They didn't know that I was back into the dating scene. I was seeing anybody.
But
So-
they already had an idea. What in
Eh,
high school?
no,
is
never.
what
It's
you-
good.
Jimwana,
I've
oh.
communicated with my mom before.
Yeah.
Like I was in a relationship before this one, so she knew about that one.
Oh,
know
you
what I'm
guys were
saying?
that close.
We are that close.
That's
Which is a
dope.
beautiful thing because I
Yeah.
feel like mothers need to have that relationship. You see, it happened and she felt the need to say, "I'll go to my mom."
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's a beautiful relationship to have.
Yeah, but also my mom was staying 700 kilometers away. So she felt very out of touch and she felt very guilty. She felt like had she been more present as a parent,
You wouldn't have.
you understand what I'm
Okay.
saying.
So you call her.
Okay, so she visited, right?
Okay.
And I couldn't face her. And I know the first thing I do when I wake up is vomit. So she's obviously gonna be like,
What's happening?
What up, girl?
And they pick it up. They pick
Very-
it up. Or even if you
What's
don't
good,
it's
what's
like the way
popping.
you just act during that time is like they can tell and see.
Yes.
why again the weight is just
Hape I'm guessing Hape una change her in the meantime. Una go letsa a couple of times and she could feel the energy.
they can feel it.
Energy.
Yes.
She's just like, okay, let me go ahead and confirm.
Yes. So I just type a paragraph. I'm reading it. I'm in the room.
Yeah.
And I'm scared to face her.
Yeah.
And then I take it to her. And then she's like, Wedu. I'm like, Ma.
It's
You know when you're being called by a government name?
Yeah. It's real. Serious business.
Yeah. Shame. So she called me by my government name.
It's serious business at this time. No time for jokes.
And at that time when you know you've done something wrong, you're like, oh, she knows.
Hey. And at that moment, I'm like, I'm a naughty child, but when it comes to like maintaining trust, academic excellence, I am that person for my kid, for my parents.
Yes.
So they knew that I could maintain the balance. So I tell her, I'm like, she calls me. She's like, what am I seeing on my phone?
Oh, you sent it to her.
I sent it to her before
Okay.
I said I was scared to face her.
prepare
Okay.
Hey, a soft landing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I face you, you face me. No.
No. So then she's like, who's the dad? That was her first question. Who's the dad? I'm like, ta ta ta.
That time she doesn't even know who it is. She's like,
Wait, this is on the texting.
No, she called me. We were in the same
Okay.
house. I
Yeah.
texted the message and she called me. She's like,
Come here. What's going on? True.
Hey, I read daddy ke mang? Ke
Okay.
amohela gore daddy ke who?
Yeah.
The lights are back off.
Guys, so if you've made it this far in the video, obviously
Hello, hi.
you like what you
Dumelang
see. You better subscribe. Subscribe and share because dikgandi mo batho. Also, motlakase ke wa tsamao. Motlakase
What a
keeps
jealous
yeah.
Yeah.
Eish. Anyway,
hey.
we're talking about when you found out you're telling your mom.
Yeah,
And
the
then-
challenges.
yes.
Right? Yeah, so I tell her, gore baby daddy ke who? And then she's now investigating because who's
Yeah.
this man I'm talking about?
Investigative journalist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I tell her, and she's like, okay, yeah, we're gonna have to meet him. I'm like, oh, okay.
That's
I'm
the
like,
first step.
yeah.
Who is he?
And then I'm like, so who's telling dad? Cause I ain't.
Oh, you say
yeah,
she has to cover.
Yeah.
She has to do best.
She has to get. She got my back.
Yeah.
She has to do something. Yeah. She's like, you have to tell him, but I'll tell him first. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. So she also felt it was urgent. We go to the doctor, ultrasound scan,
Checkups and
everything.
everything.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we did that whole procedure. So that was the first challenge. My dad was like, we brought the scan, and then I showed him the scan, and he's like, what's this?
What?
And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm like, I'm pregnant. And then he said, yo. And that was the reaction. He was too stunned to speak. So yeah, that's what happened. That was the first challenge I faced.
Yeah.
The other challenge was studying in varsity.
Final year.
Pregnant. We were doing varsity together. I think you remember our late night studies.
Guys, we had to study hard.
And I was
We
crashing.
had to study hard.
Yeah, and I was taking so many naps. I was
in
always
between,
hungry.
and you could see that she would be tired.
Yeah.
Quite a lot.
And I had
So how was
pregnancy
it?
brains.
Now you knew, right?
Yeah.
You're going back to varsity.
Yeah.
They say put a face to your society. Your society is obviously your friends at school, your
Family back at
family,
home.
friends, you know. So how was it going back to school? Were you not scared or is someone not lemoga before
Very much.
because
Yeah.
It took you some time to like tell friends. It's not like it was immediate. It was like you
Yeah.
analyze the situation. Which friend can I tell? Which one will be
Yeah.
receptive of the news? Because
Exactly.
that's in all
Yeah.
honesty. It's like when someone says something, we are quick to judge and not quick to understand
Yeah.
the reason behind how it happened, why it happened, and everything in between. So it's like lend me an ear to understand and not to just quickly respond.
Yeah. And putting in like the age factor, I was super young. So I was very, and I'm such a friends person. Like
Yeah.
I value my friendships
That's
very,
true.
very much. So if I do not expect things to change, you know.
Yeah.
So that was running in my mind. Like my friends are not pregnant. There's nobody who's pregnant. There's nobody who has a child.
Yeah.
That's true.
So how our interactions gonna be? How are we gonna deal with one another? Am I going to have to like,
So what was the
Yeah,
first
that
challenge you
changes.
encountered
it was
in
Within the
telling
friendships.
telling the friends?
my friends,
Yeah?
and then adjusting to the fact that I'm pregnant with my friends.
True.
Yeah,
So
Those
how
are
they
two
gonna
different
look at
dynamics.
me?
Yeah,
The
so
groove.
yeah, but like they also knew me. Like I keep saying, I'm Wedu. If you know me, you know me.
Because I feel like within that period, it's like certain people do change character-wise to
Yeah.
say, okay, I'm different from every friend of mine because of this experience I'm going through. So
Yeah.
one would change and say, maybe I need to take a step back, let them be them.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, it's like you need to remember that you are still human. You are still the you, even if there's a whole human growing inside you.
Yeah.
Don't change who you are because of what's happening.
Yeah.
We receive you as you are, so also accept yourself as who you are.
That's
Yeah.
the other
Journey
challenge.
changes.
That's the other challenge, accepting yourself.
That's who you are.
Exactly.
And the
And
new
yeah,
you.
it was such a big challenge.
So when it comes to self-acceptance, you discover that you're going to be a mom, and obviously there's a challenge of how you see yourself now as an individual despite how people are going to see you. How did you navigate that new life coming along?
That was a bit of a challenge, hey?
Yeah.
I must add that when I was in my last year of varsity,
Yes.
third year and final year of varsity, I was at my peak in terms of I had work, I was doing a lot of work, personal
Yes.
work, I was doing promo jobs,
Okay.
I was selling things, I had
Those
businesses
goals.
running,
Yeah.
I had a lot of things going on for myself.
Sure.
And then upon finding out I was pregnant, I had to let go of a lot of things.
Yeah.
Simply because I was doing a lot of events, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
You can't go out as
I
much.
can't go
Yeah,
out
you have
around
to
people who
limit everything.
smoke. I couldn't. So it put a limit onto my money making ways. So
Yeah.
that's the first form of self acceptance. Is the fact that I had to
Tone it
let
down.
to let go of a lot of things that
Yeah.
really kept my life going.
Yeah.
The other thing was going out. I am such a social butterfly.
Groove.
Yes.
Oh, babe.
Yes.
You would catch like do you as a print?
Yeah.
They knew me.
They knew.
They knew me.
Okay.
So
So you're out.
I was out and about. So I had to let go of that, and it wasn't exactly easy. And like I said before, I was such a hot babe.
Yeah.
When I'm seeing myself with back rolls coming out, and
Hey,
I'm gaining, I'm putting on
You're
weight.
like,
I'm
okay,
like,
no, this is not me.
I do not know the person I'm staring at.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of a challenge. So yeah, that's what I could say was accepting myself, and the phases that I was going through in that moment when I was pregnant were drastic for me, for my mental health.
Yes.
Because those things, how they an idle mind is the devil's playground.
Yes.
I had a lot of time that I was like, I'm sitting in and I'm not used to this.
Yeah.
I have to actually
You're by yourself.
I'm by myself. It was
Yourself with your
Yo,
thoughts.
It's me and my thoughts.
Yeah.
And trying to figure it. And you also have so much anxiety when you're pregnant.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, how am I going to provide for this child? Am I ready to
So you start
provide
thinking
for this
from the
child?
get-go, worry,
Yes.
stability in every aspect.
And you put yourself under that pressure.
Did you ever think about is the baby going to be healthy or
Yeah.
not?
Oh, yeah. especially because, like I said, I had food aversions.
Yes.
So every time I'd go to the doctor, they'd be like, "You need to eat more," and I'm like,
oh.
So you were eating less.
Yeah,
Was it because of the stress of saying, "What I'm
the
young, I'm gonna be a
stress.
mom"?
I had to study, babe.
Yes.
That's another thing.
On a
That's
final
another
year.
thing.
So
Yeah.
I and generally
The balance.
the balance, and
Yeah.
you know
That's a
when
lot.
you've been having a fast life, there's certain things you don't prioritize.
At
Like
all,
there
you're
was,
like, I'm still young.
I never used to prioritize food. Get ya 1 meal a day, get sharp.
You're
good to
good.
go. That's
Noodles
true.
for that matter. It's not even a meal.
It's not even like a food.
Yes.
Nope. So that change was such a struggle. The other struggle I faced was my birth story,
Okay.
because throughout my pregnancy, I'm just gonna give birth.
Natural birth.
True. Yeah.
And then letsatsi la ditlhabi di a latla, and I have to rush to the doctor.
Yeah.
But the ditlhabi di simolotse around 3 o'clock.
3 p.m.
Yes.
Okay.
In the afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't like hospitals.
Yeah.
And I know the anxiety that's gonna come with that. So I waited until 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
From 3
From
till
3
like
till 7.
Hey.
But you know, labor can take like 2 days. That
Yeah.
wasn't a while.
Guys, women are strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that time we had the contractions, the baby is kicking vigorously, because that's the point where he's ready to come out.
Yeah.
So you feel everything all at once.
I wanted to hear the part where the water breaks.
Oh, girl, I'm getting there.
Yeah.
That happens around 9 o'clock at the doctor, at the hospital.
At the hospital. Okay.
It's drippy. It's just, I'm dripping.
Yeah.
Like,
You don't know what's going on. It's me laughing. Guys, everything is a joke here. It's just that we have a lot of humor. That's why. That's why.
yeah, so
Here we are humorous people. Don't take it personally. Dripping.
yeah, so I'm dripping,
Yeah.
and it's a bit awkward. You know, the doctors keep coming in,
yeah.
and they keep checking checking the cervix,
Yeah.
is everything, the heart rate, everything, you know. And then at 2 o'clock, the doctor is giving me mixed signals.
Okay.
So she tells me the baby's heart rate is dropping.
What?
Yeah. So first thing I have to do in the morning is go for an emergency scan.
Yeah.
So they see
What's
the
wrong?
what's happening. Yes. So okay, now get yoga and now get penika, and you know it's like when you're in a flight and they're not telling you.
You're not there in the moment.
So
Your head is all over.
Your head is all over, and
Yeah.
they're trying to make
Yeah.
it like everything's fine, but you can tell everything's not okay.
You're trying to maintain your cool.
Yeah. So 7 o'clock. Oh. 7 o'clock. Sorry about that, guys.
That's fine.
7 o'clock comes,
Yeah.
and I do the scan, and they tell me I have to do an emergency C-section
Okay.
because the baby's heart rate is dropping. So that puts both him and I at risk.
At risk, yes.
Oh my goodness.
So that
What was your reaction? I think you
I was
panicked.
extremely numb because they don't give you time to process anything.
True.
Like,
Everything is on the
so
go.
Everything is on the go.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm still in labor, babe. So
The pains are not giving you a break.
yeah.
It's
So
a
my
lot.
body is still preparing to push this baby out.
Yeah.
That's
So-
a lot.
The doctors tell me we have to do an emergency C-section. They bring papers.
You have to sign.
You have to give consent, and you're not thinking straight. but still you have
They
to.
don't give you time.
Oh,
Yeah,
Say,
there's
okay, no, I don't want to do this.
time is of the essence.
You understand what I'm saying?
oh.
So, yo mongwe ga tla ka dipampiri, yo mongwe ke o tla ka dithubu, and
Yo.
And now it's even more scary because you're like, what's
Exactly,
happening? You're
and
not
then-
saying anything to me.
exactly, like you feel excluded, but everything
It's
is
about
it's
you.
all about you at that moment.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, that's a lot.
I'm like, okay, let's do this because I need to, protect my child. I need to protect myself, and it happened so quickly. My mom was in the room and she couldn't get into the C-section ward with me. Thank God my midwife was actually such an accommodating, very nice person.
That's
The
dope.
nurse as well. They were taking such good care of me
Yeah.
until that very moment.
What do you mean?
like that
Quite
moment
a
where
lot.
they're like
You wanna
telling
know
me,
what's what.
yeah, because everything got serious very quickly. You understand? So we were bubbly and we were checking my body. Next thing,
There's
you
just
know
a
what
whole
I'm
lot of
saying?
shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So also I could tell the doctors were under a bit of panic because when they put me into the ward,
Yeah.
I think they accidentally forgot to cover some metal they were using, so I could see them operating me.
And you're not supposed to.
And I'm
scary
not
sight.
supposed to see.
That's a scary sight. to
I'm
see.
not supposed to. I could see them cut through every layer of my skin. I saw my baby come out. I saw them soaking up my blood. I had complete sight of
everything. I mean, that's something
Okay,
you can
that's
never
deep.
forget.
That
You can never forget that.
To this day,
Yes.
I know how many layers they went down.
It's at the back of you. Like it's like yesterday.
It's very vivid.
Engraved in my mind.
Yeah, did you ever go for therapy for that?
No.
Do you think you need?
I think I need it because I don't want to have another baby.
Because of what you saw.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like one of the same thing
I don't want
happens.
exactly.
That's a whole lot.
But that's I think. Hey man, it's so deep because I'm trying to. Hey.
Because at the end of the day, it's like they need to make sure you're in a position where you're not seeing what's happening to protect that.
To protect me.
Your
as a-
mental health.
as
Did you ever
a-
have postmortem depression?
postpartum depression? I
Yes.
did. Yes.
How did you handle that?
Oh, I don't know.
What did it look like?
And also, it's like, how does it come about so that, like, for young mothers out there or people who are in the same
How to
experience, how
handle
does it
it.
come about? Like, what are the signs that lead to that actually?
Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna talk about the difference in your body changes when you have a birth natural and when you have a birth C-section,
C-section.
right?
Yes.
So because you have, I don't want to take it into the terms that the doctor told me, like you've given birth the unnatural way.
Yeah.
Your body doesn't have a quick adjustment as compared to
Sure.
if you
To the
had done,
natural way.
yes. So even your tummy, you know, even how often you bleed, even the intensity of bleeding,
The pain.
all of the
Bleeding
pain.
as in, like, from where the...
Yeah, so when you give birth naturally, you give birth to the afterbirth as well, which is the placenta and everything. They have to take that out, and unfortunately, when they take it out, C-section, a lot of blood stays in your body, so you're gonna bleed for at least 2 to 3 weeks
Okay.
after birth.
Mm-hmm.
So you're dealing with that healing, which is a C-section,
And you're dealing with the whole
and you're dealing
outflow.
with a baby,
The emotions.
the emotions.
Shout
And
out to
another thing
women out
about
there.
a
This
baby
lot.
is that, like, once you're pregnant,
Yeah,
you're going through your emotions. You're your own being, by
Yeah.
the way. You're your own being. So as you're going through those emotions, what happens is that when the baby is out, they leave you with the emotion.
yeah,
Unfortunately,
that on-
excuse my French, but it is what it is.
yeah.
They leave you with your own problems. Now I'm here. You have
deal
to
with
deal.
yourself, deal with me,
Yes.
deal with everything else that came
comes-
with.
Thank you.
Yo,
Yes.
that's a lot.
Hey,
So
man.
especially guys, you're in a C-section,
Yeah.
your hormones, your hormonal imbalances
It's all over.
are not as regulated as if you had given birth natural.
Okay.
So yeah, like that's why some mummies are like, I got back my body after 3 years of having a baby because you actually have to take so much time out
Yeah.
trying to heal your body.
True.
Yeah,
Not
and
only your body, but your emotions, your mental health, everything.
and body clock ya ngwana at that moment, ga itse gore what is earth.
And you need to also nurture.
Apparently, you're up by the time the baby is up. You
Yes.
sleep when the baby is sleeping.
Yes.
You
And
have to
also-
adjust as well.
And also, Habaiti, light is what, dark is what.
So
So they can
everything
wake
is
up
just
in the
weird.
night and then sleep during the day, and you have to adjust to that as a parent.
Hey, man.
Kaha, your boobs are leaking milk.
Take us through that process.
I've seen videos where mothers who are first lactating, it's lactating, right?
Yeah.
The first timers, they're actually crying. They're like, it's hella painful.
Yeah.
Like what causes the pain? Like how painful was it for you?
It wasn't as
Is it like period
painful.
pains?
How do you?
Thank God I'm a man.
Wow, sir. Kgotsa ha o tla bo raya a woman or you want 3 kids.
Exactly.
O sa itse gore o goile
Exactly.
through what. actually started producing milk when I was 6 months pregnant. So, so I had to walk around with breast pads before I gave birth.
I'm trying to kill those things. Sorry.
Yes, because I was already producing milk. So and you know, when I figured out, I was in the mall, I was wearing a sundress, summer, and then
Okay.
and I'm like, why do I feel wet on my chest? Kante, the milk is starting to come out
On its own, just
and that's 6 months.
And no one prepped you about it.
No, my mom was shocked. She was like,
that's
Oh,
so
damn.
Because it's like, when does it naturally happen? Like
it's
for
supposed to
most
happen
women?
like third trimester.
So you're not
When your baby's telling you, yes.
Okay.
So night happened.
Sundress?
Yeah, so sundress. I'm actually having Jimmy's. I love Jimmy so much.
Yes.
And we're having food, and I'm like,
Yeah.
And
Who are you with?
I was with my baby daddy.
Okay.
And then he looks and he's like, oh, you're getting wet. I'm like, what do you
mean, nigga? What do you mean?
Exactly. So there were just milk stains on my dress.
So you had to go
and
home.
I had to go just get I was not going to leave my food.
You had to continue with the meal.
Food is life.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so it was that moment I was like, okay, this is a bit weird. It was weird for my mom as well because it never happened to me or my sister. So she was like, this is a new experience for me. But she called her sister who's a doctor and she was like, oh, that happens. So
It's normal.
yeah, pregnancy is different for everybody. So yeah, that was one of the biggest challenges giving birth, right?
Yeah.
I want to talk about a challenge after giving birth, which is postpartum depression.
Yeah.
Cool.
It takes a toll on your mental health. It has a strain on your relationship. You can imagine you're used to being an individual.
Yeah.
You're not just an individual. You're a mother. You're an individual of a mother.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Present for someone 24/7.
Your boyfriend as well.
Exactly.
Multitasking.
You know what I'm saying? And you're in a situation where
Yes.
so aside from you being a mother, your boyfriend is not around as much. So while you have to carry the burdens of being a mother, he has a completely different experience.
That's true.
So you carry that, and
the thoughts of what he's out there and I'm here with the baby alone.
You build resentment, and it's not supposed to be there. But it's such a natural emotion because you're like, I'm stuck in this place. I can't leave my room. I can't just go to the kitchen and eat.
Because let alone just go to the mall and just refresh.
Exactly. I have a Caesar scar of which is not allowing me to sit upright. I am leaking through my boobs, and you're just living.
So that's Botseti.
That is Botseti. You know, you.
So I think also like all those emotions happening at the same time, it's like I'm restricted basically. You're restricted 100%, and everyone around me is able to do
everything else. Like everybody, like specifically your father, the father of your child.
Yeah.
Like,
watching him have so much freedom,
it's like, why are
and
we
you
not
don't
sharing
have
this?
is beside you at that
Exactly.
moment, and it's such a reality.
Yes,
Eh?
and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Because
And the baby's here.
and
the
your
baby
baby's there.
have to
You
be
need to
there.
So
attend.
regardless of whether your baby daddy is getting turned
Or not.
or not,
Okay, can I ask?
yes.
There's this situation where the baby daddy gets to feel the pains that you are going through. Did that happen?
No, not he felt the hunger.
That's good, because food is life. You didn't say.
But I don't think about the pains. I
Yeah.
don't think he felt the pains
Yeah.
at all. He just got the fatigue.
Yeah.
Like you get tired very easy. Like if I'm sitting next to you and I'm pregnant, you're gonna get tired. You're gonna get sleepy, and you're just gonna wonder like, what is happening to my
going
body
on?
chemistry? But it's not even. It's anything. It's just nature being nature.
Okay,
Yeah.
speaking on that, I want us to move on to your dating life.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
Why?
Dating life and relationships, yeah?
All right.
So I'm sure it hasn't affected your platonic relationships that much.
No, not really.
Probably the friends that you had in varsity are still the same friends that you have.
Yes.
Your friends that you feel close to are still the friends that that are in your circle.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So now relationships.
Yeah.
Because it takes time to know when to accept another partner. If you are still dating the baby daddy, it's like now he has to learn the new you.
Where do we go from here?
Yeah.
Talk to me about that. Navigating your romantic
Because now it's
relationships.
like you are parents before you are partners.
Yeah. And I actually will thoroughly go against that statement because you have to be partners in order to be parents.
Can I go against that statement?
Come on.
You are actually your own individual
100%.
before you are a partner to somebody
And
else
you're a parent.
and you're a parent. Because
100%.
happiness comes from you.
100%.
Build this person. Face
Yeah.
yourself in the mirror every time
Individuality.
and say, I like this. Because
Yeah.
a lot of the times when people have kids,
Yeah.
it's a thing of I don't know. All of a sudden, I don't know my favorite food.
It's
I don't
like
know
you're
my
always
favorite
thinking,
flower.
my child
I
this,
don't
my
have
child
a
that.
hobby. My child
Yeah,
this,
true.
my child
You
that.
are tapping into it. Like you are saying it in its full.
So
I
you
felt that.
are you with it? I'm
You're
cooking. I'm
girl.
cooking.
Yeah.
So navigating relationships.
Yeah.
Are you still with the?
I am with my baby daddy. Still very much intact.
That's beautiful.
Big ups to him.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful because
We
I
love
feel
it.
like to parents out there, please, when you choose your partner, personally, this is my opinion. If you go against it, that's fine.
Yeah.
Personally, I feel like every child deserves
Both
two
parents.
active parents. Sure, you're not going to be the best version of yourself every day,
Yeah.
but each child deserves two active parents.
And
That's
also that goes
true.
to say, even if you decide not to be together, mother and father,
Yeah.
but still play a big role in your child's life.
Please
Yeah.
Make sure
be
you are
active.
present. Go on with those
That's
gestures and
true.
everything. It goes a long way for the child because you're doing it for him or her.
Yeah.
Be present in every way possible.
That's very true.
Yeah. You're still with your baby daddy?
Very much so. But I'm
Beautiful.
gonna talk about the changes that we had
Okay.
Soon after you.
because like I said, that stage apateti. So I have a lot of resentment.
Resentment, yeah.
Right. So that resentment builds out of pateti as well.
True.
Because you've been hoarding that emotion
Yeah.
throughout pateti. So now you have to deal with that emotion
Facts.
out of pateti.
So it's emotions you never voiced out.
No. Especially you don't have time to be
be
like
complaining.
like you got priorities.
Like
Like ga gona nako ya go lla 'cause schedule se tight.
tight.
You understand? Like
Like
letala moho actually because baby stay crying.
when
the
we
first couple of months.
and
I'm
now
like,
guys lesolo hole.
You know, and if I don't laugh, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
So yes, I was pretty angry with my baby daddy, and because of that, I exerted a lot of pressure on him, and he didn't know where it was coming from.
Facts.
He didn't know how to navigate it because it's like, what could I have done?
Yeah, because
Where would I have started?
Exactly, and it's not like he's dismissing you or anything, because you know what I always tell myself now,
Yeah.
it's everybody's first shot at living,
Sure.
you know. So it was my first baby, it was his first baby, that was his first experience,
for both of you.
you know. So I'm being hard on him because I'm carrying so many emotions, but I'm
You're not
neglecting the
letting him
idea.
know.
Exactly, I'm neglecting that idea that it's his
First baby.
Baby as well.
Facts.
You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Because you feel like you carry much more as a
Yes.
woman.
Like, where am I putting him in the spectrum? And why am I not considerate emotionally the same way he would be considerate of me? Why am I not thinking in that manner in this specific moment?
So we can then
Yes.
see that when you're going through those emotions, it's best to voice out
Yeah.
than to just let it all in. Then later on, when you're out there, you're now transferring those frustrations to him.
But
and not
it's
understanding.
also so difficult to figure it out that you're feeling like this.
Okay,
Like, I'm
okay.
talking about it resentment because I have discovered that it was resentment.
was.
But that was after the situation.
Yes.
In that situation, I didn't know it was resentment. I just knew I was angry at my baby daddy
How did
because he
that
had freedom.
affect your
Our
relationship?
relationship.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, ooh.
Hey, come on now.
That was let me sip.
Let us sip.
There was a lot of fights. That's the first thing I can say. There was a lot of fights because I felt like he didn't understand, which he didn't.
Of
It was
course.
okay.
You could understand maybe.
A
Hey,
portion
I
of
got
it.
to my credit. Niela,
here and
10% sharp.
There was a lot of fights. There was a lot of back and forth. He was staying alone, so there was a lot of thinking like,
Okay, that freedom.
is he cheating?
Insecurities.
Insecurities. So the dynamics completely changed.
Sure.
Right? And then it got to a point where we like created a schedule where it's like, okay, these days you're gonna be with your parents, and then these days you're gonna come and sleep here
Okay.
at my place.
Sure.
Just so,
Co-parenting.
exactly.
Accommodating
Just
as
so we both get the experience and
Yeah.
we can alleviate the impact of these emotions, right? Okay, that was fine. But BTW, he's not used to waking up in the night.
In the night, in the AMs.
By the way, BTW, by the way. He's not used to.
To waking up in the night.
Yeah.
He's not used to the cycle that I have been dealing with.
Yes.
So he comes from work, like expect the night shift.
It's your 10.
Ooh.
hour
And that's your
while.
expectation in your
Yeah.
head.
And it's not
And your
communicated.
expectation is a reality, not communicated.
It's no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
How'd that pan out? First night. It was like,
and I'm like, wake up, Mwana wa lla, o batla mashi. And he's like, you wake up. I'm like,
excuse you?
young men.
Yeah. Be serious.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
You know?
It's your turn to take over.
So like I say, it brewed a lot of fights. It brewed a lot of
I see that.
because it's like, okay, and this is the thing, right?
Yeah.
As a man, you automatically take that provision role.
True.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So it's like, you deal with the baby. I'll bring the
provide.
milk. I'll bring the diapers.
And it's not that simple.
And it's not just black and white.
Yeah.
There's gray and it's shades in between.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
So it was tough, and it was a hard adjustment, and it affected us even physically. I'm still healing.
Yeah.
And he's got his own physical needs.
Sure.
So it's like, give me some tender loving care, and I'm like, please don't touch me.
Get off my body.
Don't touch me.
Yes. Facts.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's like it's not
It's not as
It's
normal
not-
as it used to
It's not all
be.
rosy.
it's not a nice image.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
And hape wa akanya gore he kana this is how we made a baby. But like,
I give us
Oh, that as well.
no
way
That's real.
Yeah. I'm like, I
No,
know
you're
the
cooking.
action.
You're cooking. You are cooking.
Something is coming up.
You're cooking.
Yes, I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah.
So it really affected us. But as the baby grows, things get way better. The body clock regulates itself, so
Yeah.
he knows how to differentiate day from night.
Yeah.
When it comes to also something you have to discuss with your partner,
Partner.
is
Yeah.
parenting skills. What type of parents do you want to be? Who handles the disciplining? Who handles the playfulness? Who handles,
Sure.
yes, because you can crush on those things.
Yeah.
They seem very minuscule until your child and when you're trying to be a nice parent because you don't want him to resent you.
Yeah.
And the other parent is like, I will whoop your
I
ass.
want to discipline you.
Do not break my
Facts.
things.
Facts.
So those things can, because he'll think you're being very stubborn. So I had that challenge with my man.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "You're being so hard on the baby," and I'm like, "I do not want a baby who's not going to listen.
That's true.
I do not." And there's enough parents that are taking the role of being soft parents.
True.
I do not want to fall in that circle.
Yeah, modern parenting has its own challenges.
Exactly. So I pick that side where it's like, you're going to get a little bit of both. I will play with you in the mud, but I will tell you not to hold this because it will hurt you.
Thank
You
you.
see, so you pick. If you're not going to eat, I'm going to tell you to eat. You
Yeah.
have to eat to grow.
Yes.
I'm not going to.
There's no compromisation in.
I'm not going to sit down and say, oh, I'll wait for you to be hungry. No, sir. Please eat.
It's time to eat.
It's time to
We can
eat.
say with motherhood comes that mentality of hurry, snap, I'm an adult.
Yeah.
Automatically.
You grow before time. So I'm 23, but I don't feel 23.
That's true.
I don't feel like I'm 20. I don't feel like I have taken the essence of my youth. I feel like it's been robbed. So
We're talking about your youth being robbed. What would you say to, let's say maybe to those who wish to be young mothers? Like if there are some people who would feel, I want to be a young mother. What would you then say to those who are willingly looking forward to being young mothers?
guys, in this economy,
I mean, others are there looking to be
What's
young
good?
mothers.
What's popping
what do you
in
wanna
this
say to
economy?
them?
What?
okay. Well, on a more serious note,
Yeah.
do you have the level of self-awareness to be a young mother? What are your goal prospects like? What type of support do you have? Are you choosing it with the right person? How are you going to maintain yourself?
Can I just right person? It means we may be together now, honeymoon phase. It's all fun. We pass the honeymoon phase. We feel like this love. You are my soulmate.
Yeah.
Being in love does not equate to you giving that man a baby.
Yeah.
It's up to you
100%.
to choose and say, right now I am ready to give birth.
And also, guys, I feel like we need to understand that being financially stable doesn't mean you're ready to have a child.
Thank you.
100%.
There's
That's
emotional
another aspect.
capacity to it, and it's a lot.
You can have all the money in the world, but not have the mental
Hell, yeah,
health
capacity.